Hello, hello. Hello. Hi, everyone. Cool. I'm sure there's more just coming through, filtering through. Yay, yay, yay. Deborah, your face looks amazing. Your skin looks amazing. And I know because it's so early in the morning and you look amazing. So well done. Well done. That is so cool. So awesome. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Cool. Everybody, we are like flying through. We're absolutely flying through this. Can you believe that we are in week 10? It's just like, it's just like, where did this time go? Where did this time go? It's absolutely crazy. So I want to dive in. I know Kate said she was going to try and join today, but I want to dive in because there's obviously a lot of you are repeating the challenge. And a lot of you are coming up with challenges as you're repeating the challenge. And so this is a beautiful time for us just to sit and really, really go into why am I doing this again? What am I doing again? And you know, as we do the same thing again, because this challenge is set out, we do the same thing again, we actually get different results. But some of us are doing the same thing again and we're getting the same results. And so we actually, yes, we want to go through the challenge. Yes, we want to go through step by step, but we want to go a layer deeper. We don't want to do this again and get exactly the same results as what we got the first time around. And I'm hoping that a lot of you are realizing that as you repeat the challenge, there is different things that show up. So as you're repeating the challenge, there is definitely, your mind is in a different place, your body is in a different place, you are thinking about things differently, you are feeling things differently, because this is progress. So that you can go through the challenge again and hear Eric speak about something and go, I didn't hear that the first time. How did I miss that the first time? Or you really, you know, have a different realization, like, I went through this challenge and completed it, and now it's like I'm thinking about things in a totally different way. This is what we want. This is what you want, so that every time you repeat the challenge, you peel back another layer. You peel back another layer, and it could be another layer of you physically, or it could be another layer of you emotionally, or it could be another layer of you mentally. So now you're thinking about things differently, you're feeling differently, your physical body has shifted and changed differently. This is exactly what personal development is all about. This is exactly what being aware and conscious of us physically putting the right nutrients in, getting our body to come back into a balance. When our body is in balance, it heals from everything, and it heals from things physically, mentally, emotionally. It heals from it all. It heals from it all. So it's super, super exciting that we have this opportunity that we can actually shift and change and go deeper and deeper and deeper until we're at a place where it's like, okay, I've got this. And you know what? Something else will come up because that's love. That's absolutely love. So we're always on this journey. And this journey is about health. It's about thoughts. It's about feelings. It's about tapping into our soul. It's about tapping into a deeper layer within ourselves. It's really about tapping into, how do we live our best life? How do we absolutely live our best life? What do we need to do? So the first thing, in my opinion, is we need to be nice and clean. So we don't want to bring toxins into this body. We really don't want to bring toxins into this body. If we are nice and clean and clear, we actually hear the whispers of our soul a lot clearer. And when we're hearing the whispers of this deep intuition speaking to us, we get into our flow of life. We really get into our flow of life. So this is what we want to create. We want to create a life with ease. We don't want this to be a hard battle. We don't want to feel like every time we repeat Wildfit, like we're climbing up this Mount Kilimanjaro, we're climbing up this mountain every single time. We want this to come to us with ease. We want us to be able to clear the physical, clear the mental, clear the emotional with ease, with ease. So we are pulling back these layers and pulling back these layers. And every time we're exposed to a new layer, we're exposed to something new that is coming up in our system that we need to deal with. And so often we'll peel back a layer and we'll say, I thought I already dealt with that. Honestly, I thought I already dealt with that. Like, how come this is showing itself again? How come I'm attracted to that chocolate again? Like, I thought I had put that in a box. I thought I had dealt with it. So if it's showing up again, you haven't really, truly, truly gone to that deep level that you need to. So this is us coming into an absolute alignment with living our best life, with choosing this is the way I want to be. And I don't want those toxins to come into my life because I'm better than that. I choose more than that. I actually choose myself to be in a space where I want to listen to the whispers of my soul clearly, like clearly. I don't want to be sidetracked by the toxins, and I don't want to be misled by the feelings. I want to trust. I want to trust. I want to have faith that I am actually on this right path of mine, and I'm actually in my flow. I'm really, really in my flow. And so as we move into another deeper level of this challenge, which I'm sure all of you are feeling right now because most of you are repeating it. So when you're repeating it, you're going to a deeper level. You're going to another layer. You're going to a different part of you that it was never exposed before. And if it was exposed, it might not have showed up fully for you. Because if it showed up fully and it was truly exposed, we would have dealt with it. We would have cleared it. So now there's an opportunity for us to actually be able to go a layer deeper. And so there's an excitement. We've got to be excited about this. It's like, oh yeah, I experimented over the weekend, but yay, I'm going a layer deeper because what's coming up this next weekend? Easter. And how many of you are going to be challenged during this Easter weekend? How many of you, there's not just going to be physical Easter eggs around. There's going to be emotions tied into childhood things about how wonderful Easter was or how terrible Easter was. I don't know. Some of you might have had the most amazing Easter weekends as a child, and some of you might have had the most terrible Easter weekends as a child. And you're going, oh my gosh, this is the Easter coming up, and it's full of chocolates. And what are those memories attached to this weekend? Did you normally go away as a family? Did you normally stay around and have an absolute feast like you do at Christmas time and overindulge? What does Easter represent for you? We changed the way we did Easter purely because my kids changed that they didn't want sugar anymore, and it was like, oh, I've got to think of things differently. And so instead of having an Easter egg hunt, we changed that to have a money hunt. So it became very popular, really, really popular. They were hunting in the garden for lots of cash instead of Easter eggs. It was like, we want to do more of that. We really want to do more of that. So what is, we can change our stories. And I think that's an important thing for us to notice, is we can change our stories so that we can move forward. But if things are showing up for us right now, and we feel like we are sabotaging ourselves right now because they're showing up and we are experimenting more than what we did before, then we need to address that. We need to address it, because if it's not addressed, you're going to put it back in the box and it's going to show up again the next time we have a challenge, or it's going to show up again the next Easter that comes around, or it's going to show up again the next special occasion that actually happens, or it's going to show up again the next time you are under stress. So if we don't deal with these issues that keep on showing up, they're going to keep on showing up. They're going to keep on showing up. So how do we deal with them? The first thing we need to do is we do need to recognize that it's happening. So yay, some of you have recognized that there's a self-sabotage pattern that keeps on happening. Yay, the recognition is it's the first sign. The second thing is, and I want you to really feel into this. We are human beings. We're on this journey. Things are going to show up for us. We need to be able to have a supportive community to reach out to hear what we're saying and just love and support us. And so, Kate, what you did was absolutely perfect. I want to say well done, because you reached out when you needed the support. You really reached out. And this is what we need to do. We need to recognize that we are spiraling down, and we need to reach out for the love and support of people around us that are going to understand us. And so that is super important. That's why we keep the Living Wildfit community going, because special occasions always happen. Weddings happen, Christmas happens, Easter happens. And sometimes we need the additional support to go, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing buying Easter eggs? Am I off my head? Like, what am I doing? What am I doing feeding my family with sugar? What am I doing? Reach out for support to try and change the way you're thinking and feeling. So that's number 2. The third thing is to actually be kind to you. It's really, really to be kind. Be kind and know, like, this is okay. This is okay. There's something emotional happening within me. There's something mentally happening within me. My thoughts are not clear. My feelings are not clear because it's waving. It's busy waving as I'm going through this wobble. It's just a wobble. I'm just going through this wobble, and it's busy waving at the moment. And so I'm not 100% clear. And that's okay. You've got to be kind. Really be kind to you. And then we really need to deal with it. And so how do we deal with it? We're actually airing our dirty laundry. That's what we got to do. We got to go, here I am. Here I am. I'm a human being, and I've got some dirty laundry here, and I really need to deal with this. I really need, because otherwise I'm going to keep going back to it. I'm going to keep going back. So we need to get real. We need to get real. And we need, so that's the fourth thing, we need to get real. And the fifth thing is we need to know we can do this. We can do this, we can deal with it, and we can have a different outcome next time. We can actually have a different way of dealing with it next time, because you are all capable, absolutely capable of shifting where you are right now in order to shift your reality, in order to shift you into a new way of being. We are all capable of doing it. But what do we do? What do we normally do? We stay with what we know, because we are so programmed to look at the same thing over and over again, instead of looking at, how did I do this differently? When this showed up for me again, is there a slight way that I looked at it differently, that I dealt with it differently? We are so programmed to show up in the same way day after day after day. We are so programmed to look at our life the way it is right now, instead of, is there a possibility that this is different this time? The minute we can actually open that little crack to go, yes, this did show up differently this time. Yes, there is a different outcome that is possible. Yes, I don't have to keep the same body year after year after year. This body can change its shape. We are totally capable of changing the shape, changing the structure, and changing our healing. We are the ones that are capable of this. We are 100% capable of it. But we keep on being programmed with the same old thing shows up every year. The same old thing shows up every month. The same old thing shows up every day. So in order for us to have different shifts, we need to realize that we can actually physically change this. So next year, we have a different shape. Next year, we are 100% stronger than what we were before. Next year, we have a different mindset about what we are trying to create. Next year, we are a whole different person because our cells are changing all the time. Our cells are changing all the time. You get a new stomach lining every 6 weeks. You know, you can go through and get new skin cells every 6 weeks. In fact, we get new eye cells every 2 days. We get new liver cells every 3 months. Our bone structure changes once a year. Our bones shift and change every year. So why would we have the same bones next year when we want our bones to be stronger? Why? Why would we want the same shape next year if we want a sexier shape next year? Why are we stuck in this shape? Why? Why would we need the same ailments this year compared to what we had last year? Why do I want to experience the same? You are capable of shifting and changing every cell in your body. So why do you want to show up the same next year? You've got the opportunity now. And so we need to recognize that all of this can shift and change if we look at things differently. We need to look at things differently. So how did we look at things the first time that we did the challenge? And how are we looking at things this time around? And what are the things that are showing up for us that we feel we are sabotaging ourselves with and going back to how we were before the challenge, the first challenge? How were we before the first challenge? Why are we not making the progress? Why are we not seeing ourselves differently? Why are we seeing ourselves in the same light instead of seeing ourselves totally differently? And it's purely because we just programmed. We are programmed to see the same stuff all the time. So now we need to shift our reality and shift what we are moving through and shift the way that we want to be. So we need to have new goals in place. We need to have new outcomes in place. We need to be able to have a new vision in place. Every time you do WildFit, you need a new vision. You need new goals. Even if you've reached your ideal weight, it's not about the weight. It's about the healing. It's about your thoughts. It's about your feelings. Because when we're changing this physical body, we have an opportunity to change all our wellness. All our wellness. So the wellness right now that could be coming up could be hugely emotional, not attached to the physical at all, because I'm at my physical weight. I'm actually where I want to be physically. But what is showing up for you could be emotional. It could be emotional. And that's all about peeling back the layers. I had a chap on my coaching call yesterday. It is his first WildFit. He is going through his first WildFit, but he says to me that the top of his hands, the skin on the top of his hands is cracking. It's actually cracking. And so he's obviously having to put lots of oil and moisturize and everything, but he says it cracks and then it heals. And then the following week, it's now cracking again. He said, I thought that I had exposed everything that needed to be exposed, dealt with everything I needed to deal with, but I have a week's break, and then the very next week, it cracks again after it's been healed. It's been healed, and yet it's come out and it's cracked again. That's what we're going through. That's exactly what you're all going through. You heal, and then when you really dive deep and you go to the next layer, there's a crack that comes. There's another crack that comes. It's like, I thought I'd healed all of that. I thought I'd dealt with all of that. But life has a beautiful, beautiful way of presenting stuff to you, of showing stuff to you, of bringing stuff out that you need to deal with. Life is a beautiful way of doing it. And whether that is physically or whether that is emotionally, it will show up. It will show up if we haven't really, really faced it. If we truly haven't faced it, it's going to show up. So it shows up Now we've got to face it because we want a different reality. How do we face it? How do we face it? The one way that I know, one of the tools that I use in order to actually get a breakthrough in a self-sabotaging repeating pattern is we sit in what we did. We sit in what we did. We sit in what showed up and how we reacted to it. How did we react to what showed up? So did that chocolate air come through? Did the chocolate cake come through? Was there a birthday party? Was there a wedding? Like what showed up? What showed up? How did I react? Now, I want you to realize that we're always going to have events show up in our life. Always. We're always going to have an outcome. So we've got an outcome and we've got an event. The event is always going to show up for us. We're always going to have an outcome. What can determine the change in this outcome for us? The only thing that can determine the change in the outcome is our response. And our response is here. There's an event, we respond to it, and there's an outcome. So it's our response. It's the only thing that can change the outcome next time. How do we respond? So when it shows up, what do we do? What do we do? And so I want you to realize there was an event, you did respond to it. If you don't want the same outcome next time, we need to sit with this event and the response. How did we respond? So now we sit in that response. And what we do is we ask ourselves, why did we respond that way? Why? So I want you to sit with it and I want you to ask yourself, why? Why did you respond this way? And then when you've got your answer, I want you to ask, why again? Why? Again, why did I respond to this? This is going a layer deeper because your first initial response could have been whatever it was. Now you sit in that and you go, but why did I respond to that? Honestly now, go layer deep and go, why did I respond to that? And you give yourself another respond, like another reason. Why did you respond? So I don't want you saying the same thing again. And this is really good to journal, by the way. It's really good. If you want to change the way that you are sabotaging yourself, you look at the event, you look at how you responded, and you ask why. Why did I respond that way? And you write your answer. And then you ask yourself again, why did I respond? And you write a different answer. Don't write the same answer, write a different answer. So you've asked it the second time round and you write a different answer. And then you've got a second answer. I want you to ask why again. Why did I respond that way? Why did I respond that way? Write your third answer down. Write your third answer. It's a different way. So Kate, would you mind? Can we go through this live? Can I go through this with you, seeing as it came up for you?
Good morning.
Hi, hello.
I'm actually writing it, and I am feeling tearful. So, yeah. Oh, you've done it again, Kerry.
Yeah. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
No, it is.
It's got to come out.
I know what has happened. I stopped showing up for me. I stopped showing up to these calls. You know, I've had like a 6-month break on even the Living Wild Fit, and was so glad when you said, let me include you in the 90-day again. So that was wonderful. And as you were asking the whys, I've been answering, because what showed up is it's been going out. A bit of background for those who don't know, I've actually just moved from New Zealand, from South Africa to New Zealand 10 weeks ago. So we arrived on the 15th of Jan. So that's been obviously a big change in our lives. and a lot of the build up prior to that, the moving, etc. And I think what happened here is arrived to a new place. Even before that, though, I was saying goodbye to people, and it was all around food. It's just the very nature of how we, I suppose, do things. And it was only this time, except only this time shows up 24 times. And then and I honestly was leaving the country feeling ugh. But it was like, when was I going to have biltong again? And when am I going to be able to, have a mug and bean coffee and all those sorts of things, all these things that you tell yourself as an excuse, because it is an excuse. I know what it is. And as I'm peeling back these layers of what I'm feeling, I'm scared. Sorry. And I'm tired. And I need reassurance. And the dead foods are reliable. They're consistent and they make me feel a certain way, even if just in that moment it's a relief to not have the burden of life as it's showing up right now. Not life in general, not being in a deep, dark hole, because I don't feel that, just the exhaustion of the day to day of being the big grown up.
Yeah.
Yeah. The adulting just got a bit too much.
Yeah. I know.
So,
I know. My 19-year-old is telling me, Mom, I'm not ready to be an adult.
yeah.
I don't like this adulting thing, and she's only 19. It's like,
Yeah.
you've got a long way to go, girl. You've got a long way to go.
Yeah.
So, but it is hard. It's really, really difficult. And I totally understand where you're coming from, because I did the same thing. I immigrated. And that's why a lot of women immigrate. A lot of women pick up weight when they immigrate. A lot of women, it's because it's a huge emotional thing. It's a huge emotional thing. But Kate, it really is. It's really, you reaching out was just such a beautiful gesture, because you're not alone. You can see that you're not alone.
No, thank you.
Yeah, we all go through challenging times. We really, really do. And we all sabotage ourselves. We do. We do. And then we sit and we don't speak up. So the fact that you spoke up, it was like, yay, we can dive into this. We can really, really dive into this. And it is about getting real, and it is about feeling those feelings. And it's really about being honest with yourself. Because like you said, the dead food, the processed food, it's so reliable. You know what it tastes like. It's so easy. It's so easy.
One less thing to think about. As Eric says, I was just taking a decision out of my hands, and I'd been doing well, but the food prep, and I'm wild fitting, and I'm so good, and then it was just like, I'm so tired. Like, I stand at the pantry in the fridge, and I'm like, oh, this requires effort. I know it's better for me, but this is so easy. And then it was, we're going out, we're doing things, and then you start making the excuses of why.
Yeah.
And then, of course, even doing it, what happened last week or this last weekend, and I'm going, now I'm like, now Easter's coming. I may as well just carry on eating through Easter, and then I'll just get through that. And that's where the problem comes, is that escalation of stuff this. I'm like already off the wagon, as opposed to stopping myself and going, now, this is it. Easter is coming, but you're better than that, and you deserve better than that.
Exactly. And so a big thing that we've got to all remember as this Easter weekend comes up is that we need to prepare. We do need to prepare. We need to prepare ourselves mentally as well as prepare the foods, because otherwise we're going to have all the Easter eggs. I mean, already last night, my family was sitting around the table and we were deciding what we were going to be eating on Easter. That is all the healthy stuff, and who's preparing what. And we've got guests coming over, and my kids were even saying, just ask them to bring a fruit platter. If they bring the fruit platter, then at least that's one thing that we don't have to do. And we know that that's actually good, because if they start bringing other stuff, then there could be sugars, there could be dressings, there could be stuff that comes into it. So it's so much easier when you've got guests to go, bring the fruit platter, or whatever it is. Bring the roasted veggies. Just bring the roasted veggies and just roast them, with your herbs and spices and oils. Just keep it simple. Really keep it simple. But it's in the preparation. So we've got to prepare ourselves, but we've also got to prepare ourselves mentally and emotionally. And that's what you're doing right now. You're preparing yourself mentally and emotionally. So when we go those deeper levels and we go, why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we do this to ourselves? We need to understand that there's even more. You've got to uncover even more. So the first thing, what was the first answer you said with your first why?
Is that the dead food was reliable? It's a known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we need to understand that dead
Yeah.
food into the living body is going to harm us. It's going to harm us. Living food in a living body heals us. It heals us. So we need to change that. You go, dead food harms us. What was your second why?
I was tired and scared.
Yeah. So what are you tired and scared of?
It was just the move, I think. It was the being brave for everyone. Including myself, because you do go, yeah, it's amazing. and then you go, oh my God, like you drive down the road and you're in a different country and your husband's taking you to Speedway on a Saturday night and you're going, what am I doing here? and Hayden is struggling a little bit. Maya's living her best life. And it's an adjustment. It's a wonderful adjustment. It's a big adventure and I'm loving it. But there's obviously, a lot of stuff that's making me anxious. Plus I started a new job last Monday. So that came up as well.
Yeah, it's good.
Although that has given me some sense of security and I think distraction.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So scared and tired. I want you to go another layer deeper. I want you to ask that question, why again? Why?
I did. I said it was because it was comforting. I just needed the comfort. I needed those strokes. And I needed reassurance. When you asked that a fourth time, I said I just needed reassurance. I needed something to tell me it was going to be okay. And the way I was telling myself it was okay was by eating something, as I said, that was a known.
So
that wasn't, that it was just, it was for that taste, that first bite of, like, that's okay. Because like even you said, you move here and even some of the food tastes different. Your salads are different.
The food is totally different.
Yeah.
The meat is different.
Yeah, it's just, so I wanted to have a crunchy bar.
Yes.
And then I needed to check that biscuit was still the same. And then it was just, all bets are off. Let me just, and then it's the excess. That's where it throws me, is why can't I just say, okay, I've had one chocolate? Why do I have to then go one chocolate, two chocolates?
Why?
Because I'm scared I won't get a chance again.
Why? Why won't you get a chance again?
Well, because I'm a good girl and I'm doing so well and wild fit. I'm healing myself, and if I don't eat it now, then I'll ruin the good track record that I've set when I've started, like when I'm in spring. Then if I break that, it's kind of the disappointment. But amazingly, if I give myself that permission mentally of it's okay, you're in Wildfit and you have food freedom, you can eat that chocolate. I don't want to as much. It's the fear of someone, whoever, saying that you can't do it. And me wanting, I'm a rule follower, wanting to follow the rules. And obviously I don't want to self-sabotage. I want a healthy body. That's the biggest thing. I want to heal. I want to be strong. I want to be alive for the kids, you know. I don't want to die early of some stupid disease. Because why? Because I ate sugar, because a crunchy bar said, yep, this is it.
And that's the thing, you've got a big why, but
A huge why.
You've got the big why that is there because of your unique experiences. It's not unique, sorry. There's a lot of people that have been through it, but you've got the big why. But it's you've got to dive into, keep going down layer by layer. Why do you want the comfort? Why do you want the reassurance? Why do you actually want something that is, you recognize the taste of it? Why? I'm going to ask you again. So why?
I just want to feel looked after. And even as you're saying it, I'm thinking, why don't I lean on my family, my friends? Why am I leaning on a pantry door? You know, yeah.
So why do you want to be looked after?
Because doesn't everyone want to feel looked after? Just to feel taken care of, that again, it's that reassurance. I need to know that everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want any more unpredictability.
Yeah.
And as excited as I am, there are those fearful moments, and I think that's all that it is. It's the what ifs are coming up.
And that's another question, is why do you want everything to be okay when we live in a world that is always going to shift and change?
Because I'm a control freak.
So why are you a control freak?
Because my dad left.
Yeah. That's it. That's the real reason.
Yeah. And I want to be a good girl these days.
Yeah. And
sure.
So now you get to that deep level and you stay with that and you feel that and you go, that's why I'm self-sabotaging. That's the reason. And we've got to ask these questions deeper and deeper until you feel into that.
Yeah.
So now you feel into that and you journal about that, Kate. You journal about that because you don't want the next time this happens for you to have the same outcome. But this is what you need to still work through.
Yeah.
You need to still work through that. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. You need to relax into the fact that you actually don't need to be that good girl. You don't need to be that good girl. You need to be you.
Yeah.
Who are you? If you're not the good girl, can there be other aspects of you? Can you be all other things besides the good girl?
Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Kerry. Honestly, that's like a weight. Just.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. I'm so glad I'm back. Like, I just have to say, if anyone's ever thinking about missing another call, don't. Because yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Kerry. Thank you.
That's cool.
Thank you, everyone, for indulging me. I appreciate it.
But thank you
Sorry for the tears.
No, thank you for being so open and honest, because this is exactly, we all go through, why do we do this? But we don't go deeper and deeper and deeper in the moment. In the moment, we need to keep asking why, and keep journaling about it. Because if we can go deeper and deeper and deeper into why are we sabotaging ourselves with food, why don't we have this food freedom, we will uncover the real reason. We will get to that real reason. And then when you sit in that real reason, that's what we need to deal with. And then listen, if I have not dealt with that issue, I need to go and find help with that issue. Because otherwise, it's going to come back again. It will come back again. It will repeat itself again. And I see this in my own house with Martin. His dad left when he was 12 years old, and he keeps on dealing with it, or he keeps on thinking he deals with it. But one stressful moment comes through, and all of these feelings come up in him again. And so it is a matter of whatever that core thing is, that's what you need to resolve. And sometimes we need a professional person to help us resolve it. And sometimes we need to sit in it ourselves and change the way we do it, change our response, so that we recognize we have an event. I'm going to respond this way because I always want to be that good girl. Always want to be that good girl. So how do I not be that good girl, but still within the parameters of my life, have a better outcome?
Yeah.
I want a better outcome. I'm not saying you've got to, throw everything around what you've built up.
Well, that's what I'd done, Kerry. And that's why I found it frustrating. With the Wild Fit program, I'd learned to be able to have a different response. And then I just lost that somewhere. And I know it's because I stopped showing up to the calls. I started prioritizing other things, and I didn't lean on the community that we've got here, because that's huge. I come off these calls every week going, why wouldn't you be on this call? So thank you for that and your support, and love everyone.
Yes. Yeah. And this is what I do. I love about us going through such a deep journey, because when you think about it, Wild Fit is about the food freedom. But what happens when you get food freedom? What happens when you get a clean body? All of a sudden, you have different thoughts. You have different feelings. And this is what happens as we move through week 10, week 11, week 12, because we're going deeper and deeper into this clean body. And what happens in a year's time? In a year's time, we're going to have even cleaner body. And so what are those deep things that are going to move? And in fact, there's amazing things that can manifest. There is amazing things that can happen in your life with ease, with flow, when you've got such a clean body. So don't you want to experience that best life? Don't you want to have even more of that? Don't you want to think about, because week 10 is about thinking about life after the challenge. That's what I always normally talk to you guys about when we get to this stage. It is about, how do I live outside of the challenge? What am I going to do when this 90 days is done? What do I need to do? And whether it's you having this incredible why, incredible vision, incredible goals, an incredible community to keep you going, because we're on a journey. We're on a journey. So what do we need to now focus on, visualize, look forward to with an exciting, clean body? What's possible? Like, what's possible? Have you got a big enough vision for your health to keep you going? And that's what I want to encourage all of you this week, is to really think about, where do you want to be in a year? In a year from now, where do you want to be? Where do you want to be physically? Where do you want to be mentally? What do you want to be thinking about? What do you want to be feeling into? What do you want to be experiencing with this beautiful physical body of yours that has got all this energy, with this deep sleep, that is in no pain? Because that's the reality. When we start clearing out our body, we can have all of this, and we can drop the fear. Drop the fear of self-sabotage. Drop the fear of us going back to our old ways. Drop the fear of us slipping up. We don't need to live in the fear when we actually have a vision, a goal, and a supporting community with us in order for us to live our best life. That's what we're aiming towards. That's what we're moving towards. So this week, I would love all of you, if you've got any of those little patterns that come up, if you've got anything that is going to trip you up over this next weekend, because this next weekend is a big test for all of us. It's a big test for all of us. If you are going out there purchasing Easter eggs, accepting Easter eggs, whatever you're having as your Easter lunch, whatever is going on, it's really, really an important occasion to get through and know that you can, if you get through this, you can get through anything. You can really get through anything. So I know we haven't had a chance to do individual check-ins today, but there's one more message I want to leave you with. And I know I did post this on the my Wildfit Warriors WhatsApp group, but I just want to reiterate it for those of you that haven't tuned in there. This full moon, we're in full moon today. So we started going into it last night here in New Zealand. 25th of March is full moon. This full moon is a lunar eclipse. It comes with a lot of energy, guys. It comes with a lot of energy. Whenever there's big shifts and changes energetically in the sky, it's gonna affect us here on the ground. It really does, because the moon has an effect on everything. It has an effect on our waves. It has an effect on our menstrual cycles. It has an effect on our moods and our emotions. It has an impact. It has an impact. This moon in particular is a lunar eclipse. It comes with a huge amount of energy. The energy that is around this is going to stay with us for the rest of this year, for the next couple of months. So we need to be in a very high vibration. We need to have a really clean body. We need to be in a place of where you want to be for the next year. What do you want to be able to manifest in this next year? This is the energy that is going to have a ripple effect on that. So if you want to clean all those self-sabotaging effects, perfect time to do it right now. Get out the journal and do why. Go deeper, deeper, deeper until you know. It normally takes at least 7 whys. 7 times of you asking why will get you to what you're really actually dealing with. So do that exercise. The other exercise I want you to do is make a list of 25 gratitudes. 25 things that you're grateful for right now in your life, that you might be grateful for in your past, and you might be grateful for in your future. 25 gratitudes. It's really, really a beautiful way of you feeling into those gratitudes, feeling into those blessings, and now knowing that you're actually upping your vibration and your energy to move you into the next 7 to 8 months of this year. So that's what we want to move to. And then after you've done your gratitudes, I want you to write 3 things that you want to bring about in your life during 2024. 3 things. So as a family, we did this on the full moon last night. So if you're still having full moon tonight, it's a beautiful time to do it. Write 3 things down that you want to manifest. Me, I had one about my health, I had one about my wealth, and I had one about my family. So those were my 3 things. You write them on a piece of paper, you burn them safely over a candle, and you release them to God and the universe. It's like, it's done. It's done. And you allow God and the universe to handle the details for you. Because you know that there is a creative source out there that is supporting you on this journey. You're not alone. You're not alone. You've got this community, and you've got a much bigger, huge, beautiful God and source that is behind you too. So I want you all to have a beautiful, beautiful full moon. I want you to really dive deep into this next week. Do a lot of journal work if you can, because we want to set ourselves up for life after this 90 days. What does it look like for you? Cool. Thank you, everybody. If there's any questions after this, really put it in the WhatsApp chat. And if there's any check-ins you want to do, if there's any queries you want to do, you can reach out to me personally or in our group, because as you know, as we move through this as a group, we're all learning from each other. So it's beautiful that we can be open and honest and learn from each other. So thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful, beautiful week.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.